Hello. I would like to preface this by saying 3 things. Number 1, I'm sick. I was going to film this video last week and I was like, no, I can put it off. And now it's this week when it should be up and I'm sick, so I got to power through it. Number 2, you might hear some screaming. That is the crazy neighbor. I'm not going to talk about it. Number 3, I am, if you read the title of this, congratulations. I'm not an anti-MLM creator. I do create things other places and not with my face. But this is something that I talked about on my podcast previously, the old one. I'm not going to get into that. That's not like my niche. I don't like that. Just because it's very limited. And there's already people that do such a good job. I'll put them in the description so you can watch them. This channel's entire identity, besides 50 stories when that's out of pre-production, is basically me just saying whatever I'm thinking, whenever I'm thinking it. I have notes. We'll see if they work. I do want to get more comfortable making videos, and this is something I've addressed a few times in a few different places, and also with the person who manages the 50 stories account. I kind of stopped making a lot of things because I felt like I wasn't being genuine to myself. I was very much like fulfilling the role of a character, which was the host of that show. So I just bear with me, okay? We'll get there. We'll get better. I have, again, if you read the title, I have 5 videos planned for this specific topic. I'm working with like 2 or 3 people. I will try to get at least 2 videos up because it's like 5 or 6 videos. I'll try to get 2 up a week, but no guarantees because this is kind of like the other end of the stuff that I do. Like, this isn't like the forefront of what I do with my life. This is like an extracurricular activity. So I'll try to do 2. If not, I'll do 3. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. So, have I been part of multi-level marketing companies? Yes. Have I enjoyed them? Also, yes. So how come why now am I speaking on it? I've talked on it before. Previously on my podcast, we had like a whole little series thing about it, but I've always hated it. Like, I'm good at it. I'm good at talking to people for the most part. Anytime that I was involved in a multi-level marketing company, it was at a time when I was emotionally and financially vulnerable, and the people that recruited me to these things absolutely knew that. This is an introductory video. It's going to be pretty short on account of my battery is dying, so we have to keep it short. But what does MLM or multi-level marketing mean? It is defined as, and I want you to keep this definition in mind, the practice of selling goods or services on behalf of a company in a system whereby participants receive commission on their sales as well as the sales of any participants they recruit. Put that in the back of your mind because it's going to come back in later. Since there is a lot of information out there regarding the definitions and examples, I'm going to really just focus on debunking some common counter arguments, right? I'm going to draw a picture for this one because one of the most common ones is, well, every business is pyramid shaped. That's what I hear all the time. I have a Sharpie and I have paper. And I'm going to draw a picture. So, okay, here, I'll even do it this way. I can't. Okay, so there's your triangle, right? And then you got this person here. Let's say that's the CEO. By the way, you're not the CEO of It Works or Unique. There's already a person in that position. So this is like a traditional job, right? And then you got the peasants down here, okay? Now, the general idea is that these people get paid less than this person, right? But in this general, like if this was a 9 to 5, you know what I mean? This person generally has a lot more responsibility than these people. Whereas that's just point 1. If this were multi-level marketing, this person would kind of, they have like not as much responsibility. I know that for a fact because I might find a picture of me with the CEO of this company, but we're not going to go there today. I'm not going to make this personal on this one because it's just introductory. The other thing is too, if this is Walmart, you can't be like, hey, my friend's gonna come work here, and they're now working at Walmart, and they're gonna get 3 more people to come work with them, and I'm gonna get a raise. Like, yeah, you can refer your friends to work somewhere with you, but like, it doesn't start this like pyramid. They start right here next to you. And guess what? That friend can go work up in upper management at some point. You as a multi-level marketing person will never get up to that rate. You will never be the CEO of the company. Unless there's some weird way backdoor thing, like this is your great-great-grandfather and they left the company to you. You will never be the CEO of the company. You can work up their pretend ranks that mean nothing, like senior executive consultant. That doesn't mean anything. You can go there. It just means that you recruited more people than the person next to you, right? So yeah, you can work up these, things that don't mean anything, but you will never be in upper management of that company. This went downhill very fast. That beautiful triangle. Anyway, I can't even cap my thing. So yeah, again, yes, no. The pyramid scheme / Ponzi scheme is illegal. And they love to say that. They love to be like, well, that's illegal, actually. Okay, but the FTC is shutting these companies down left and right. Like LuLaRoe itself, if you've watched the documentary, has tons of like class action and federal lawsuits against them currently for operating under the guise of being a pyramid scheme. So yeah, they're illegal. So are drugs. That doesn't, you know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of multi-level marketing companies do get shut down for being pyramid schemes even today. It's not that far-fetched to say that, you're there. Also, we have to throw this notion out that pyramid scheme means like that you sell products. No, because what defines a pyramid scheme is basically when an organization focuses mostly on recruitment instead of selling a product. The more, and I'm going to have to emphasize here, but the more employees that a company has, the more likely it is to be a pyramid scheme. Again, I can already see the arguments about like, well, Walmart has more employees than this. I'm going to talk specifically about, is it Herbalife? I'm going to look it up. These people that say like, oh, well, we're bigger than GNC. Yeah, it is Herbalife. Because they have more people. They have more contracted employees at Herbalife than GNC. GNC is actually ranked higher than this other one, but Herbalife, their current market cap is higher than GNC. Yeah, like it's only because they have more people that work there. It has nothing to do with the actual product itself. Most of the time, so Color Street, which is a multi-level marketing company we're going to talk about, is owned by, I'm going to make sure I say it right, In Coco. They own Color Street, okay? So if you don't know, they're like the nail things, like the nail polish or whatever. You can get In Coco and coconut nails at Walmart for like $4.99. The same company owns them, but they also have this company over here, Color Street, that like hires independent contractors to go out and do it. And then they also do, deals with Walmart and other chain stores. So no, you can get the same thing for cheaper somewhere else. The only difference is you're not supporting your friend's second cousin's best friend's daughter do dance or whatever. I don't know. So basically, because I feel like I'm getting too heated for this quick 20-minute, not even. A multi-level marketing company is where it's a direct sales company that hires independent contractors instead of salaried workers. That's it. There's literally thousands of these companies. Some of the more common ones are what I'm going to be dissecting in this little series thing. Most of these I was asked to cover by people who used to be or are currently in those companies. So they're not like, there's some people that drank the Kool-Aid for sure. But also there's people that are completely aware that something's not right. The ones I'm going to talk about specifically, Color Street, Pure Romance, Mary Kay and Unique, which are both like makeup beauty companies, Scentsy and Party Light, which are like candle companies, Farmasi, no idea what that is, Usborne, Plexus, Beachbody, and It Works. Those last three, they're all going to be in like one video because they're all the same. They disgust me because they promote unhealthy eating habits. Okay, brief pause because I was like, you know what, I might as well just plug this in so it doesn't die. But yeah, there's like thousands more. I will put a link in the description that has almost a complete list, or at least an accurate list of the ones that there are. I feel like at this point I've kind of covered the basics, you know, like what it is, what they mean. Also, forgive me, my fever is breaking because I took medication, so now I'm super sweaty, but I don't want to take my hoodie off because it'll mess up my hair. We're just being transparent. I'm not hiding, I'm not being a personality anymore, I'm just being myself. And unfortunately, this version of myself is sick. So what does it mean to be part of these companies? I'm going to tell you what it doesn't mean, okay? Buckle up. You're not an influencer or a network marketer or a business owner. Not even a little bit are you those things. Not even the tiniest bit. You are a contracted employee. Why are you not an influencer? Because you're not influencing people. You're not. I'm sorry. And you might argue, I'm sure that this might end up on the wrong side of the whole internet. You're not. If you go through, and I do this sometimes, especially on TikTok, when I see people pop up and they're like, oh my gosh, join my team. I look at who's commenting on this stuff. It's only people that are also involved. It's like their upline. That's anytime, look at the comments. All the people that are like hyping this person up, like, oh my gosh, I love your energy. Oh my gosh, I love that shirt. I love that merch. Where'd you get it? It's all people that are in the business. They're competitors. So you're not influencing anybody. You have all these followers because they're all people that paid money to be on your team. Oh, it bothers me so much, especially because of how much work. Like, I just got an Amazon storefront and I have not the single idea what to do with it. Not the slightest. Not the slightest clue. But whatever. It's not, you're not an influencer. You're not a, you might be an influencer to some degree outside of that. But no, stop saying that. Stop. Okay, this is why it bothers me. Because people in like multi-level marketing companies, that shouldn't be in quotes. I don't know why I did that. They'll have like, oh, do you want to be an influencer, a full-time influencer? The link is in my bio. And I'll always click on this because I'm like, what company is this? And it's always like very vague and it's hidden, but you find out what it is eventually. There's someone who does like, how many clicks does it take to figure out this person is in a multi-level marketing company? It's a fun game. But anyway, you are a contracted employee. You are a participant. You are a 1099 employee. You can be terminated at any time. It says right in most of these contracts that you sign when you start, that when you join in, when you sign up for this business that's already existed without you, it says that you can be terminated at any point in time. I don't know about any of you that have small businesses, but for anything that I had to fill out as far as like an LLC or a partnership, it doesn't say that we can't promote another company because we own the business. It also doesn't say that we can be terminated. The only thing even close to anything is that, sorry, my puppy's gonna like go under this and it's gonna freak me out because she's gonna knock everything over. So the only thing that it does say is if one of us chooses to absolve the company, then the other one, either it would completely like not exist anymore or the other person would buy out the other person. But it doesn't say like Kelsey can kick Crystal out or Crystal can terminate Kelsey or the CEO of Life IQ Coaching, which technically, if you want to be real, we're not even CEOs, we're owners and founders. You can be, the point is you can be terminated from these, which means that you don't own them at all whatsoever. I just almost did the Illuminati thing. I'm not in the Illuminati. That's what bothers me. Oh my gosh. And the amount of work that goes into actually running and starting a small business, the amount of time, because you have to create all of those systems. Every single system that my personal business has, I created. With the help of other people, but it didn't already exist for me. It existed in a very blanket scheme. But when you buy into these businesses, they're like, oh, come to this training that's just us screaming at you about how you can be great and how my life was horrible. Like, ugh, it bothers me so much because they make it look so easy and it's not easy. And that's why a lot of people fail at anything that they want to try to do. The FTC itself, the people that we listen to, right, highlights that if the MLM is not a pyramid scheme, it will pay you based on your sales to retail customers without having to recruit new distributors. So emphasis on this because just because something exists doesn't mean that there aren't loopholes or ways to get through them. So if it's not a pyramid scheme, they pay you based on your sales to retail customers without having to recruit new distributors. So yes, Do these companies pay you based on your retail sales? Yes. Do they only pay you if you recruit new distributors? No, but they heavily encourage you to recruit new people. You get bonuses, you get raises, you get a higher percentage. So it's definitely in the recruitment. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal story here in the end, just to wrap it up. It is going to be a very watered down version. Maybe the last video will be a more in-depth once I actually sit and write it all down and just realize like how traumatizing this cult like experience really could have been. I don't want to say traumatizing. I've been through worse things than being in a commercial cult. But it definitely was very eye-opening to how people act. I digress from that. So I'm going to draw another picture. I'm a picture person, okay? I also write every thought I ever have in this book, so I got to find a blank page. Now, all the trainings are the same. It's someone sitting here like, don't you know 100 people that could like benefit from this? Oh my God. I'll tell you why. So remember we had our triangle before. This is you. Can I write backwards? That's you, okay? I can write backwards. Anyway, so you buy into this business that already exists. There's money that you're spending. And you're like, you know what? My mom, my sister, and my best friend from college will probably love this. So you sign them all up. Here they are. You bump up. And usually most of them are like, yeah, sign up 3 people. So you bump up and it's like, wow, that's all great and good. They love to say, I don't make money unless you make money. Well, yes and no, because you're getting like 30%. I can't write that backwards. So you're getting like 30%. And they're getting like 25, we'll say, okay? I'm trying to, because we are going to dive into the compensation plans eventually. Now, this person here, you know, you're getting this money from these people's sales and they're failing and you're blaming them because they're not working hard enough. You want to rise up another rank, right? Like you want to make 35%. Okay? So now you have to tell these people because, and it does say like you at your second line generation or whatever has to have so many people. So now you're going to get them to do the same thing. You're going to get them to sign people up. And now they're getting, 30 and you're going up. You're getting more. Do you see how you have to keep signing people up? You got to keep going. You just have to keep going to make more money. And that's not even talking about the products and how much they actually suck. I'm not getting into that. I just wanted to touch a little bit of a base on there. But you can see how they do. I've been in there. I've been the leader of an opportunity call to tell people how amazing it is. And all you got to do is tell 5 friends. I didn't really say that, but they probably would have told me to. So we're going to talk really quickly about who they target and why, again, this is such a slimy, gross business model. Remember, most of these people aren't talking about the product when they talk about it. Any post you see is going to be like, make money from home, spend time with your kids, retire your husband. I don't want him home that often. I care about him, but like, I need me time. You know what I mean? I challenge you. Side note, I challenge you to find a post. Just scroll through your thing that talks about like, make money from home, retire your husband, spend time with your kids. Send it to me, okay? Take a screenshot of it and send it to me. I won't post it. I won't tell anybody. I just want to see it. Because who is that targeting? Who is that language? Of course we want to spend more time with our kids. Of course we would love to work from home 24/7 and not have to, you know what I mean? Of course we want easy money. Of course we want the idea of being able to retire our significant other. They usually use language targeted for cis women. Retire your husband, blah, blah, blah. It's never retire your wife, right? The income plans that I'm going to go over for the companies I mentioned previously literally give you, and we talked about this in the horrible picture, the second horrible picture. They give you more money for how many people you have in your downline or signed up on your team. Your downline is like anybody underneath you in the triangle. They target primarily women. Stay-at-home moms, single moms, people who want to be a hashtag boss babe or hashtag girl boss. Ugh, gross. Around 80% of all participants in multi-level marketing companies are women. And my dog just did the thing I said she was going to do. I just moved it. Are women. And it's because, why do you think that would be? I'm going to do a real Dora the Explorer right now. Why do you think that women would be easier to target for multi-level marketing companies? Time's up. It's because it's a cult. Women are, and this is just scientifically proven, women are more susceptible to fall into something resembling a cult or even a cult itself than men. Women, especially on an evolutionary, look at things, crave acceptance within society, and they want to have family ties and friendships that are super deep. Like, that's just something they want. And so the language used by these companies that's trained from the very top down, you're told to say these things, is spend time with your kids, make this X, Y, and Z money, blah, 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 blah. And it really infantilizes women, which I'm kind of getting off track here because I'm going to talk about this in the next episode when I talk about the bite model, or not episode, video, whatever. I'm used to 50 stories language. But it is. It's very, very, very targeting. It's very, again, infantilizing, like, well, you need to make money for your family and blah, blah, blah. And your husband's doing this. Some of them have like oh my gosh, what is it called? It's called the husband something. The husband's secret? No. Okay, you know what? Don't search. MLM has like 2 meanings, okay? And I'm talking about multi-level marketing, not the other meaning, which is all fine and good. But I just tried to search. I thought it was called the husband's secret, but if you search MLM and the husband's secret, use your imagination as to what comes up. It's a book, apparently, but that's not what I meant. Let's see. It's something that they do where it's like they keep it a secret. Like, don't tell your husband what's on here, whatever. My puppy was chewing on something, so obviously I had to intervene with that. So anyway, it's a cult. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It is what it is. It's a commercial cult. I'm going to actually read, and I'll put the link to this, a couple of these that I just found while looking for like the husband's secret or whatever, by Shelby Heinrich. It's people's secrets within their multi-level marketing things. So this person says, it's an anonymous person. I drank the MLM Kool-Aid and was a jewelry consultant for 1 year. When I voluntarily canceled, I had over 5,700 pieces of jewelry that cost $2.75 each, for a total of $15,675. I was told to buy and recruit. I was getting sick of not making any money while everyone above me made money every time I bought jewelry. Thankfully, I was able to sell off most of my stuff. I will never sign on to another MLM company again. And so she bought $15,675 worth of stuff. I know the new argument is they now say, well, you can't buy into your own business, but they make secret accounts, or they make accounts for their significant others, mostly their husbands, because again, it's a very cis women targeted industry. Let me find another one. Not that I don't like that one. It's just kind of the same thing that I just read. A lot of toxic positivity. Yes, because it's a cult and they love bomb you. This one's obviously Mary Kay. It says, I was with a cosmetics MLM for a few years. I was recruited by a woman who drove the infamous pink Cadillac, who swore that anyone could attain that rank. I was encouraged to make a list of 20 people I knew and invite them to have a party. We were encouraged to create opportunities to sell, like applying makeup in the gym, on the bus, complimenting women on literally anything and offering them a sample, leaving samples as tips, offering makeup advice, doing makeup for weddings, even though we weren't makeup artists, etc. There was a huge emphasis on recruiting at least one person a month, absolutely. And there was a minimum purchase required each month to remain active. I remember getting the call that I needed another $200 in order to keep our team active and to push another party. When I left, I didn't lose a lot, but I learned a lot about being paid for what you're worth. Yup. I'm going to read one more of these, and then I'm going to see, and I'll put the link to this below because there's 16 of them. But I want to see if I can get like a sound clip of one of the old trainings I listened to. Two fully grown women when I was 16. I feel like I know what one this is. I'm going to read this one. So I joined a sexual wellness multi-level marketing company. I thought I was a pretty funny and smart person, so it'd be fun to make money while cracking jokes, showing people products that actually worked. The problem was the inventory they'd rope you into carrying. Gotta have things on hand if you expect to make money, right? I could justify for a while. With each order to replace what I sold, I added a little bit more and built up my... This is literally what they tell you. They say, oh, well, if you sold 4 of these, get a 6-pack so that you have inventory. I stayed afloat without losing any money. It wasn't until I was deeper in the MLM when I realized the energy you spend is constant. You're always on social media having to think how, what, when to post. You need to maintain engagement with your customer base and keep in contact with your upcoming parties. Consultants may claim they made hundreds of dollars for a 2-hour party, when in reality it was practically full-time hours of unpaid labor weeks in advance to keep the parties going and on rotation, like spinning tons of plates at once. When you attend trainings, both in town or away, I went to Maryland and Ohio for 2 trainings that I paid for and paid for travel. Which you pay for, event ticket, hotel, travel, meals. They try to break you down mentally, so you build trust by crying to other women and then harp on you about recruiting. That's all it is. Oh my gosh, you end up being told you're never doing enough. Your friendships are 1000% conditional, and it just gets overwhelming. Plus, for being a female-only company, it had a male CEO, the founder's son, and some misogynistic products. This is pure romance. Because Chris Ciccinelli, he's a public figure, he's a businessman, I'm allowed to say his name, is the founder of Pure Romance's son. This is exactly what it is. I want to know who this person is. If you watch this and you wrote that, let's have a conversation, because we had the same experience. They literally do. Let me see if I can find it. Like a little sound clip of it. Oh my gosh, yeah. What to give your hostess coaching. Like, ew. Ugh. Creating opportunities and new customers. How do I find customers? Work, grocery store, family gatherings, doctor office, nail salons. This was posted 8 days ago by Pure Romance Partner Training. It's an hour long. Let's see.
And welcome to tonight's Pure Business. I hope that you are having a fabulous evening and a fabulous week. I'm glad that you guys are here. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for staying.
This is going to be a minute. I want to see if she talks about recruiting at any point.
Once you saw who tonight's trainer was, you're like, oh, got to put that on my calendar. Got to make sure I listen to this rock star. And it's been a hot minute since we've heard from her on Pure Business, so I'm excited to welcome her back. So tonight you are going to hear from Angeli Robinson, and Angeli is a senior executive director who has been with Pure Romance for 6.
Again, those titles don't mean anything. I did not want to make this a commentary thing, but now it's a commentary thing because you can find this. It was posted on December 8th. It has 400 views. They probably hid their dislike. Yeah, I imagine.
Years. She has actually held that title as Senior Executive Director all year, which speaks volumes about the determined women on the team. As a matter of fact, the team has actually raised up 2 Rookies of the Year, which is huge, 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 huge. So Angeli is an author and considers her energy and determination to be her biggest strengths. Personal retail sales, $95,000 already in for this year. I say already in for this year. I guess it is the end of the year. Okay, this number blew my...
The company that she's currently representing, Pure Romance, I just looked up their income disclosure. So their median partner earnings, because they now refer to them as partners, which is new instead of consultants. It used to be consultant, whatever, was $111, okay? The average total earnings for level 1, which is considered a partner, which makes up more than half the company, was $351 for the year. $351 for the year. The top senior executive director, which I think that's what this person said that other individual was. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Average total earnings, $219,949. However, that makes up 0.01% of the company. So how many people, we won't really know exactly, because I don't think they really keep track of that. Yeah, it doesn't say. But that's less than 0.1% of the company. More than half made $351. And that's an average. That's not guaranteeing. That's not saying, oh yeah, they earned $219,000. That's, that's embarrassing. Okay.
My mind. Activations, personal activations, people that she has brought into the business and helped them achieve a successful business. 78
women that this person signed up. And this is a women-only company. Very, very much so.
78 folks that she's brought into the business and activated them. And group sales, over $1 million. $1 million in group sales. A book that has made a big impact on Angeli is Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by Curtis Jackson. And when we asked Angeli, what does it mean to live alive? She gave me probably the most precise answer, and that's living a fearless lifestyle. I love that. Something that most people don't know about Angeli, and this one just, it makes me smile. I wish I could have actually seen this. Like, I'm going to have to ask Angeli to maybe send me a video if she has any of them. But Angeli actually has performed at the Apollo Theater several times, y'all. And I have heard this girl sing. I've watched her.
It's passion and it's patience. And when you have great leadership, which we do with our company, with Chris.
I'm just going to fast forward.
To be able to use
Okay, so this is what you'll learn. Where, how to find new partners and customers, how to approach new partners. So where to find people that you can recruit. How to approach and bring up the Pure Romance opportunity into the conversation. How to immediately recruit these people after you started talking to them. How to utilize the PR Connect app when making connections. I don't know what that means. How to follow up with new leads. So that must be new. This was a few years ago I was in this company. New leads, meaning business partners. How to secure the party, sponsoring lead, or sale. So out of these things, so where, how to find new partners. How to approach and bring up the conversation. Follow up with new leads, which to be fair, that could be sales leads as well. Secure the party, sponsoring lead. Out of these 5 checkpoints, 4 things had to do with recruiting.
To send out
I did not mean for this to, I'm not even going to edit this at all because I want it to be genuine, okay?
Samples, things like that. Very important to use it. That app really, guys, once you learn how to use it, question. This right here, this training is my jam. So if you don't know this about me, when I started in Pure Romance, I knew nothing about Pure Romance. Zero.
You cannot be a sexual health wellness educator if you know nothing about sexual health and education.
Okay? And
also, a already defined business is not where you cannot get qualified to be a sexual health advisor through a multi-level marketing company.
In fact, I hadn't held a dildo since 1996, so I didn't know much about those.
Did y'all hear that?
Either. And I lived in Texas. I moved from Maryland. I live in Texas, and I didn't know anyone here either. So I am definitely the poster child to let you know you can find those.
And this is what they do. They try to make you sound like you're never going to be alone. She says, I haven't held a since 1990 something. So she's trying to dumb it down. She's trying to dumb herself down and say, I didn't have any experience and now I'm selling millions of dollars and I signed up 78 people this year. They try to make it relatable. Probably she got in this company before it was, number one, oversaturated, and number two, before people knew what they know now. So all she's trying to do is make it relatable right now.
Those customers, and you don't have to know people. And in fact, don't worry about.
Yes, you do have to know people if you're starting a business. You do have to know how to network.
The people that you know. They may help you a little bit, may not help you a lot. Don't be offended by it. It's just the way that it is. And any successful businessman or woman will tell you just that. Okay? All right. So the first place.
I don't know why she said businessman or woman, because men cannot sign up for this company last I knew. People identifying as a man cannot sign up for this company. I don't know if they've changed it. You think they would because the CEO's son, there was a whole thing and he used that whole, like his son's transition. I believe female to male. I'm not going to get into it because it's a child. But this person used their child's transition to say how and welcoming they are and stuff like that. Yeah, it's you can't hold parties for men. You can't introduce men to this topic. Anyone who identifies as a man cannot be part of this.
The first obvious place for a lot
I don't know if
of
that
people
changed.
is the workplace. Okay?
The
Where do you find
workplace.
customers in businessman or
They want you to solicit your coworkers.
woman will tell you just that. Okay? All right. So the first obvious place for a lot of people is the workplace. Okay? Where do you find customers in the workplace?
Do not solicit your customers or your coworkers with your sex toys.
Now, here's the deal. Again, I know that there are some people that work in places or you hold certain positions where you cannot actually promote your business or talk to people about your business. Now, hey,
Is she going to tell you a way around it?
if you're someone that's bold and knows how to kind of work it in there, you know the rules, you've got to do what works for you. I'll tell you a quick story. I did a party, actually 2 parties with one of my VIPs. She actually had 2 different parties because she held a certain position in the company and she couldn't allow certain people to fraternize with one another. So she held one party for one group and she held another party for the others.
We're going to skip a little bit because I don't want this to be an hour-long video. It's already 10 minutes into this.
And she's one of
mess.
them, right? So
We're 18 minutes in. We're still on that, like,
women
where do
talking
I
about
find customers?
relationships and talking about work, all the things, and you can introduce what it is that you do either organically because you're hearing them, listening to what it is that they're saying, and offering them a solution because that's what we do, right? Is that we are either in.
When have you ever been in a restaurant or fast food and somebody needed a solution for either body lotion or sex toys? When you're sitting there eating your food, when I'm at like Panda Express, the last thing that I'm doing is like, oh, I know I have just the thing that you need. That is the last thing that I'm doing because they don't want you to talk about the products at a restaurant or fast food. What could you talk about? Perfumes, lotion, as you're sitting there? I want some Panda Express right now. But as you're sitting there, what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about the opportunity. You're going to talk about, oh, wow, she just said that she wanted like extra shrimp, but she couldn't afford it in her boldest, I'm going to talk to her about that. That's what they're trying to get you at.
Increasing pleasure or decreasing pain. So if someone has a problem.
Nobody's ever talked about sexual pleasure or pain at Panda Express.
We
I don't know.
So you're listening.
And I've gone to some pretty sketchy Panda Expresses, right? Like sometimes I just wanted to go to the food cart, but I also, I'm going to stop here and get this little street taco. Also, I'm going to go inside and then I'm going to get, my dinner for later. So I've been in some sketchy places. Not once have I ever walked into a Panda Express and someone's like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much sexual pain today. Oof.
Problem so that you can tell them the solution, okay? Or you can be direct if you're someone that feels comfortable being direct. You hear someone again talking about needing money. You're listening for the person that is complaining about money. You share amazing stories about yourself. And if you don't have
what? This just, like I said in the beginning, I am sick and I was very drained a little bit. But this is angering me to a whole different level to where I I might just film the second video for this right tonight. I don't know. I'll think about it. Because I also want to play Fallout. Again, Panda Express, I've never walked in there and had somebody complain to me about, like, I have no money. You know, I really wanted to get an extra spring roll today, but I am poor. Well, have you tried selling dildos? If I said that, especially,
success stories yet about yourself and all the money you've made or all the amazing opportunities that have been afforded you. You use someone else's story.
I'm literally shaking.
I use Data's story.
You use somebody else's story. I am literally, like, number one, I'm just picturing, my favorite Panda Express is probably either in no, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. There's this plaza. It is nice, it is good, but it's not as good as the one that's, like, not across from, but it's right directly by the Cook County jail facility. That's my favorite one. And I'm literally just sitting here imagining myself going in there and just, like, slinging dildo talk. I just can't. But let me get my mind off that. She just said, use somebody else's story. If your story for why you joined this company isn't good enough, use somebody else's. I am frustrated.
That if you can just get them on your books.
Okay, I have, like, no storage left. I'm getting a camera hopefully tomorrow. So I'm gonna save the rest of, I'm gonna skim through this, and I'll save, like, I don't want to do commentary and stuff like that because I'm really not that.
I love that somebody said that it can be direct and it can be organic.
Great at it. This is just like an hour of how to solicit. Identify personality types: compliant, dominant, steady, influencer. Those are the 4 points. And they have a picture of Mother Teresa and Bill Gates. And I don't know who those other 2 people are. That guy just went to space. It's not Elon. It's the other millionaire that went to space for no reason. For who are they? For why are they relevant?
Also shared in the roadmap to social selling as well. Okay?
They're saying that Mother Teresa was steady. So if you don't know, Mother Teresa was, like, not a great person. Okay? She was not, like, the best person to idolize. That's a whole different thing. But, I mean, I don't want this to be taken out of context. Is she a good person? Yeah, like, don't come at me. I'll talk about that a different day. But also, they're saying Bill Gates is compliant. I don't know who this person is that's dominant. And then Richard Branson, is that who it is? Is that the guy that went to space? Is an influencer.
So, here's the deal.
What's the deal?
How can I say this?
Ooh.
Like I said, there are people that are influencers, people that are bolder, they're not shy, they can go out, they can talk to anybody, right? But then there are people that just can't do that. What I recommend you try doing, and I learned this many, many years ago for a company that I work for, that you can mirror people's personality types and get the result out of them that you would like if you're
manipulate people. Yeah, that is a sales tactic, mirroring people, but you're manipulating them. You are manipulating people to get what you want. That is why online sales is a lot harder than, like, in-person sales. Because you're not, and they encourage you to go out to grocery stores and to go to these places. Mind you, this was posted 8 days ago, and they brought up, like, 8 different points of different places where you could be. Family gatherings, the grocery store, X, Y, and Z. We're still in a pandemic, but they encourage you to get in front of people so that you can mirror them and manipulate them. Sales is manipulation. That is a fact. It's not a secret. Like, it's not. It's really not. Oh my gosh.
You're mirroring their personality types, okay? All right, so the first one, and it's called the DISC assessment right here. Now, I don't know who these 2 people are on the left side. Don't judge me, okay? But I, of course, know who these 2 on the right. Richard Branson.
She doesn't know who Mother Teresa is.
And everybody knows who this guy right here is, right? Everybody know who this is? Does everybody know who this is on the right? Okay. Everybody know Bill Gates, okay, number C. All right, so check it out. So the C, the compliant person, and I'm going to go over this quickly, like I said, but you're going to have the link to go over it, print it out, use it as you will.
I
This
hate
works
this.
for your team, this works for sponsoring, this works for parties, and it works for sales. It can work all across the board, so it's gold, okay? All right, so the compliant person, how do you identify this C style? This person is precise, they're exact, they're analytical, they're logical, they're systematic, they're quiet, right? They don't really express emotions, they're careful, they're formal, and they're disciplined. I want you to also be listening to this to find your personality type, okay? All right, now, what you want to do when dealing with this person is do give detailed information. Do answer questions patiently. Give time to think and decide. Do not keep information to yourself. Do not pressure.
Okay, from the people that I did talk to about doing this series, I said I was going to add a lot of psychoanalysis to it. So when it comes to the DISC assessment that she's talking about, number one, the DISC assessment is something that they recommend to people to give that aren't certified. Technically, if you are not a certified mental health professional, you cannot give the MBTI with results. That's why in my book that I have published for Life IQ Coaching, because we have no control who it goes to or how they use the results, even though I'm certified in the things that I would need to be certified in, I'm not certified in every state, which means people couldn't buy it outside the state of Illinois if they wanted to use the book, if it had the results in it, because that's the state I'm certified and registered in. And also, the DISC is very much different. It's designed to measure personality on an external level, not like internally or internal thinking, which is why the MBTI is much more widely used among therapists and people like that. So this is just for like external factors. The DISC also kind of believes that, whereas the MBTI believes with the 16 personality traits that's pretty fixed to who you are, and most of the time, if you're old enough to be in a multi-level marketing company, your personality is pretty much set. Like, who you are is who you are by a certain age. The DISC kind of says that in certain situations and environments, different parts of that, like, you're going to act differently. So this is not an end-all be-all psychological exam that she is giving these people. It's just how they're acting in a certain environment, and are they going to be able to be manipulated to act a certain way depending on the external stimuli that's happening.
And don't be too chatty. This person's not here for it. Okay? All right, now how do you communicate?
So with the DISC, yeah, I mean, those are 4 general interpretations of personalities: compliant, dominant, steady, and influencer. But if you're going so far into how to act and how to recognize these people and talk to them and talk with them, you need something more than to just ask yourself a few questions in your head and be like, oh, these people are definitely compliant. Why they're sitting here trying to give personality tests to people is because they want them to be part of their team. They don't want to sell to people. You don't do a whole personality exam on somebody that you're trying to sell something to. Yes, you talk to them differently and you use a lot of common sales tactics that do specialize in, like, you know, different parts of the psyche that you're like mirroring is a type of physical manipulation, and most people don't recognize that it's happening. But you're not sitting there like, oh my gosh, this person is definitely like an INFJ, so I'm going to talk to them like this. That's weird. I'm sorry, it's weird. And I'm going to get more into this, especially when I have that camera and not just using my phone. I'll get more into that. Fortune in the follow-up, as usual. So social media, VIP groups, phone, PR Connect app. They must have their own app. I think I heard about that. And samples. They don't give you samples. You buy them. The close. Secure those parties. Her little box is in the way. Simply ask for the business. Practice parties, team contest, etc. Offer incentives based on holiday seasons for bookings, sponsoring, and sales. Those incentives you pay for. They do not provide anything for you to give as a gift to these people. You have to buy it. Manifest by writing down your goals, affirmations, and read them daily. This is something that's going to go into our BITE model, which is going to be the next one that I do. I might wait. I was going to do it tonight because I'm so amped up on it, but this is already so long. And, yeah, so I don't have a lot of storage. I still have to put all these pieces together. So I'm going to wait until I get the camera. However, which I said should be tomorrow. But with that in mind, with manifestation and stuff like that, that is a trigger word. I personally never really use that word in depth in my life coaching business, because what does manifest mean to anybody? It's a good word. It's a good sounding word. Manifest by writing down your goals, affirmations, and read them daily. Do I think that that's an important aspect of working at all in any job? Yeah. I would do that when I was working, at a previous place that I worked. I would write down what I wanted, what my goals were. I'm not going to say that place because that place can go to hell. But the point is, you you can have goals and you can write them down. I have my goals. I did have my goals on my wall. I have my principles of something right behind me. I have, lots of things all over the place but manifesting, because they're going to be able to blame it on you. I don't really want to listen to it because I don't want to run out of storage.
A toy on their list, try asking them about it and see what happens. I can't tell you countless amount of time right now so that you can live the comfortable lifestyle later.
This 1 hour meeting, this video is an hour and 4 minutes long. So I imagine it was probably an hour and 4 minutes for these people to sit through. They were probably told, you need to sit here and you need to be there for this. If you're not there, you don't care about your business. If you're not there, you're not going to excel, blah, blah, blah. So this slide, they have a challenge for the week. And it has something cool in it. Book a party on the spot. Get a minimum of 1 sale each day this week. To get 1 sale a day, especially when you just bought this kit, whatever, you want 1 sale a day, that's insane. Go for the no with sponsoring. No is something you always want to hear in sales, because it means, you don't want to hear it. You do, but you don't. It's a weird concept, right? Go for the no, because it means that you're asking. They want you to ask, and they used to provide these cute little things, 50 people to be part of join my business. So they want you to go for no, meaning that, and they would say, if you haven't heard this many no's today, you didn't ask enough. How about I didn't ask because I knew the answer was going to be no? And I know that you can't say that in sales, especially even with life coaching. I've had people approach me about everything that we're doing in our books that I wouldn't really expect. So yeah, is that kind of a negative way of thinking? I didn't ask because they were going to say no? Absolutely. Don't think like that in a small business, in a legitimate small business. But to go for the no with sponsoring, I'm almost out of storage space here. I gotta hurry it up. It's because I know that they're trying to get these people to ask 50 people. I'm just gonna skim through this here. What you'll leave, I can't see because her little box is in the way. How to follow up with new leads. Okay, yeah, so this is just the beginning stuff. Let's see if we have a second here.
Giving a goodie bag and then get their information exchange, but I feel like you kind of handled that for us. I can't wait to see the scripts because I love sharing scripts as well.
The scripts. I'm going to talk about this on the next one.
So I'm definitely going to check out the Pure Romance Roadmap to Success Facebook page. If you're not already in there, you need to get in there because we share a lot.
Okay, all right. I found this by accident. This was supposed to be just an introductory thing. I'm going to share my personal experience. I'm not going to do it on this one because this video is already long enough. It actually is with Pure Romance. That's why I was looking up what our old trainings used to be, and I just found out that they're still posting them on here. This was posted December 8th, so several days ago. They have an entire channel. I better make sure, I have numerous. I'll just make a new account, make sure I don't get blocked from this. 17,000 subscribers they have on this channel. Some of these people I've seen in real life and have pictures with. So that's super fun. But anyway, I will tell you again, I'm gonna go get this camera tomorrow so that I can not worry about running out of space and then crying about it. That took a real left turn. That went so far left field, we're not even playing baseball anymore. What just happened? I was not going to say what the company was. I put that in my notes not to say what the company was, but guess what? It's my experience. I don't think anything bad of people that are within these companies. I think bad about the company and the structure that they have for itself. Now, I was going to get into a few of them recently because I wanted to be able to make this much more in depth. However, after I started inquiring about joining or rejoining certain companies, people came to me and wanted to share their experiences. And so I'm working with them to put this all together. I am going to add, again, a much more like psychoanalytical viewpoint on a lot of things. We are going to talk about the BITE model, and I am going to go in depth into each of their compensation plans and income disclosure statements if they do have them. I think legally they're supposed to provide them, but who knows if they do. That is it. I'm going to go put these all together and hope that I don't have to cry. But in the comments below, I'll put that link to the BuzzFeed article that I read off of, as well as my favorite anti-MLM creators. I'm going to go, maybe I'll just go get this camera in the morning, because now I'm just thinking about it. It's going to be a hassle. I've always recorded on my phone sometimes, and now it's just an issue. So yeah, the next one I'll talk about, I'm going to go more in depth. Again, this was supposed to be an introductory video. Gonna go more in depth. After that, we're gonna get into the individual companies. So that is it. Bye. I hope this doesn't end up on the wrong side of the internet because I'll cry. I won't really cry, so you'll just be wasting your time. But bye.